Sometimes I like to try to give myself a bit more of a challenge when I'm playing Apex, and I realize if you've seen any of my videos, you could probably go, "You're not that good anyway, why would you need an extra challenge? The game is challenging enough for you." I mean, that's a fair point. However, I do find if you're not like the best player on your team, more often than not, you're just going to be trying to 1v1 and just kill your guy and depend on other people to get the work done. But realistically, you want to be able to handle those situations where you're outnumbered. So, what better way to practice it than put yourself in, outnumbered situations? So, I have done this with solos versus squads, and that is really difficult because it's difficult to isolate one member of the team. Duos, I find it's a bit easier. So, here we got the first guy, and we kind of got lucky here. We landed on a Havoc, pretty good early gun, and my opposition there, not so good. He had an EVA, I had no armor. He really probably should have had me there. I didn't actually know he was in that building. I just, luck of the draw, I won that one. So now I'm desperately looking for him and armor, and he's got position on me. Again, I kind of got lucky here. I got the smoke down, and I was desperately looking for body armor and found nothing. Got stuck in the pill there, and fortunately that dude just missed all his shots. If he had just aimed where I was, if he was paying attention, he probably would have had me. Now I got shields, and that kind of resets the fight. So what I'm doing in these scenarios is I'm always trying to reset the fight to be advantageous to me. So he takes a shot and he misses. I put, about 60 damage into him. So I got the upper hand at this point. Gotta push it. He's gone, and there he's on the stairs, and I just throw myself at him, and 2 down. Now here's what's really interesting about this gameplay, and you can believe this or not, but I was in a meeting while this was going on, and I was not listening to the game audio. So if you notice me do anything weird, it's because I have no way of hearing anybody, and I can only react to what I see. So I'm always trying to keep like my back to safety and isolating individual teams when I can, and just trying to press those teams. So you'll see how this goes. This is a bit of a die down in the action. I'm mostly just trying to see what I can grab with regards to ammo, get myself ready, and then my next goal is to head off to Gardens, because I'm pretty sure I remarked on the way down that there was a team that landed there as well. Now my gun selections here are very deliberate. If you're going to try to do solos versus duos, there's 2 ways that come out of it. One is you're just going to be the ultimate pain in the ass rat, in which case grab a sniper rifle, always stay at the periphery of the fight, and just kind of pick on people when they're otherwise distracted. I don't find you'll learn a great deal from that, and I don't do it. I usually pick weapons where I can harass from mid-range and finish up close. And you need to finish people super quick. You can't get into a protracted fight, because the second they realize it's just you, any decent team, if they just push you side by side, I'm not the type of player where I'm going to kill them both side by side. So I'm always looking for ways to isolate. And here, the dinner bell rang. It's a revive. So I know that one of the members of this team is not in good shape. But one big problem, I have no audio. So I was really worried that if I went directly towards the ship, I'd run past the member of this team who was still up, and I'd get ganked. So I'm kind of staying on the outside of this and trying to get an idea where he is. So I don't see anybody yet. I'm looking around, trying to stay up high whenever I can. And no luck. I can't seem to figure out where the heck this guy was. And actually, to be quite honest, I was getting a bit nervous at this point, because if the guy who dropped got kitted up again, then I was going to run into issues where I'm fighting 2 fully kitted teams. I have no audio, and they could actually get the jump on me if they hear me moving around. So I'm being really methodical about trying to figure out where the heck these guys were. In hindsight, I went the wrong way. I should have pushed more towards the middle, but I was worried about angles. Still nothing. So we're wrapping around the periphery, not really too worried about anyone being behind me here. And we're still figuring they've got to be in here somewhere, right?
Half the squad's gone. Time to smoke them.
Nope, still not seeing them. So I decided to get a little bit more ballsy and start pushing in. I actually go up the zip here, which I'm not sure if it was a great idea or not, but I figured that, and then there was the sign that gave it away. They're crafting. So my goal here, take height. Up there, I'm going to be way above them. They're still mid-crafting. I don't know if they heard me or not. You never know with the audio in Apex. They couldn't, maybe they didn't hear a thing. And I just throw myself at this guy because he's the only one I see. I think he was doing something with his inventory because that was too easy. So I'm going to go for full finish here because I want him out of the fight. But then I realized there's a guy here. This is actually a pretty good play. So I throw the smoke at the front door thinking, you know, he's going to think I'm still out there. I come up here. I crouch to be quieter. Patch up a little bit. And actually, I probably shouldn't have did this because he might have heard it. See if he notices me. He hasn't. And I landed behind him. Line him up. Use the rope jump to close the ground and get that sculpture in the middle. Okay, so he's in bad shape. I'm doing okay. Switch to my second. Playing Ring Around the Rosie. And boom. There's that full team. So it's all about kind of just dividing up the teams and isolating one person at a time. Always make it... It's funny, the lesson to be learned about going solo versus duos is to never go solo versus duos. It's always to try to take one-on-one fights, but make them one-on-one fights where you can. So anytime you get the opportunity to isolate somebody, go full speed at that person, especially if you're Bangalore, and if for some reason the two of them join you, then hit a smoke and get out. But ideally you want to try to at least down one of them to put them behind the 8-ball. If you're wondering why I pulled out my ultimate there, it's because I was going to use a ulti excel. Finally got a purple mag, which is good. And one thing I should have done here that I didn't do is craft a medkit. I don't necessarily always think these things through fully. So I was looking for heals here as much as I could. I actually don't have a lot of ammo for that Spitfire either. So I go through my usual here of crafting bats. The reason I'm popping in and out is I have it set so that if I get damaged while I'm looting, it takes me out of it. So standing in front of the crafting wasn't working. So yeah, my mistake here was crafting 3 bats. I really shouldn't have done that. I should have crafted 2 bats and a medkit, but we'll see how that goes later on. Thank God for the heat shields. Should grab that heavy ammo there, actually. Hindsight is 20/20. So at this point, I'm like, let's get out of Dodge. I'm always worried about these railings because I assume I'm going to fall to my death. So now the healing situation is getting a little bit dire. I think I grabbed the gold armor here because I thought being able to quick heal might become advantageous. That was probably a mistake in hindsight. I would have ended up with red armor later on. So if you have purple, unless you have a situation where you have no big heals, I wouldn't grab the gold. That was just kind of a dumb thing to do. I think I was thinking about using syringes to heal a lot of health damage, but that actually didn't become that important anyway. Now this is something I don't recommend doing when you're doing solo versus duos or squads, is using balloons. Because once people can see a single dive trail, you will get isolated. I just kind of got lucky here. And keeping in mind, I still don't have any audio here, so I have no idea if there was any firing in the distance or anything. I didn't hear any of it. I was just kind of running around with my head up as much as possible. Okay, got some syringes. Should probably apply those. So you notice I'm looking around a lot. Again, no audio.
Rings nearby. 1 minute to go.
Okay, so I see civilization here. And I wanted to get into the arena.
45?
I wanted to check around first to make sure there was nobody watching me. Those syringes will be good. Don't know why I thought I needed so many heals. So I noticed a zip here. Take a look around and I see the rampart wall flashing. I wasn't sure if somebody was over there. So I got real cautious like and started looking around.
Inside this next ring.
But I was also worried, are there people in the boxing ring? Because again, I'm deaf at this point.
Care package being delivered.
So still not sure where anyone is. For some reason I come back out here and check, and sure enough, I notice movement. So knowing these guys don't have a lot of cover, I throw the ult just to try to get them to scatter and also not notice my situation. And now I'm just trading shots. But then as soon as I take a shot from another team, I am out of there. Now, unfortunately, I didn't realize that my airstrike had broken one of those teams because I wouldn't have heard that. All I know is there's two different teams shooting at me and I wanted absolutely nothing to do with that, so I'm going to try to circle wide. Was my goal at this point. So check in the door, make sure nobody's in there, and start circling the edge of the ring. Not a whole lot of cover here, but I try to play off the cover I have. I see a scan that missed. I try to isolate on that team again, and this guy's broken. And they don't seem to be really taking care of themselves. So I don't have a really high opinion of the guys I'm fighting at this point. I'm assuming I got them covered. That grenade is concerning, but I keep something between me and the other team. And I assume they're going to run away, but then this one guy pushes towards me by himself. So I drop a smoke to create line of sight, or break line of sight. And then he's turtling, so I push. And he's healing, so I just flip dump him with the 99 and then I finish up with the Spitfire. And then I smoke again because I don't want that other team to see. I got a little bit lucky there where I just sprayed into the smoke and I got the guy. He's aiming wildly, which is giving me an idea where he is, which is good. I think he was trying to heal there and he's done, although that thermite was from another team. So we got that fight finished off, but now things aren't so good because of campers. So the second I go to loot, there's already shots coming in. I'm taking a look and that's a sniper. So what I want to do, break line of sight, but I also want to do some looting because I have no heavy ammo left. So I throw that original smoke in, but it's not quite enough. There's my heavy ammo, which I, for some reason, ignore. Again, I do still panic. Alright, we finally get to it, and then I get a little bit. Get my guns reloaded, but now the issue we're going to have is the ring. There's the warning. So I got a lot of ground to cover here, and unfortunately, almost all of it is open. So a good thing about being Bangalore is I got that smoke to drop. And now I got some cover to work with, but that's going to be the ring. So I got to get going through open ground. And they're already chucking grenades. Fortunately, my double time's helping me here. And I managed to break the line of sight there. So I think I'm okay. But then up here, it's just another open field. And I don't have any smoke grenades at the moment. So somebody's right by me there. And I just decide to leg it. Just at the edge of the storm, I'm like, okay. Get my smoke down. Unfortunately, I run into another team. We're down. And I'm hoping they don't notice the fact that I have self-revive, but unfortunately, that is my end. I was doing okay up to that point, especially given the fact that I had no in-game audio. So, anyway, that's just an idea of kind of the mindset I go through when I'm playing these games. I do recommend, even if you're not a good player, it's a good way to, practice your game. I have them social medias: Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Discord. You can see them all on the screen. And if you just want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, that's in the top right. Thanks for watching.